Right now on ABC 10 News at 4 o'clock, COVID-19 cases are rising once again in San Diego County as the Delta variant is now the dominant strain in the U.S. The warning for those who are unvaccinated. Plus, a heat wave and drought conditions are fueling fires in the West. We're tracking the forecast, plus another statewide flex alert about to go into effect.
It's serious, but it's solvable.
In-depth look now at why California's drought could impact the housing crisis.
ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
San Diego County continues to see a new rise in COVID cases. Local health officials are reverting back to releasing case numbers every day instead of twice a week. This as the Delta variant continues to spread from coast to coast. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Kimberly Hunt. ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Kastner is live at the county's North Central operations where vaccinations are underway this afternoon. Jen?
Yeah, the county has said that 95% of the cases since March are from people who are unvaccinated. Now, earlier today, we spoke with an expert at UC San Diego Health who said he is seeing a spike in cases, and right now they are assuming that everyone has the Delta variant. COVID-19 case numbers creeping back up in San Diego County.
We had gotten a little bit sleepy and hadn't had a few cases in a while, and we're enjoying that time. But then after July the 4th, this is when we would expect it.
Dr. Davey Smith is an infectious disease expert at UC San Diego.
Since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of last week, we saw increased cases, but all across town, my colleagues have been seeing an uptick.
San Diego County health officials have announced that they will be publishing case information daily now, not just twice a week. As of last Friday, 242 more coronavirus cases were reported. The total count, nearly 284,000. Across the country, there is growing concern over the Delta variant, now the dominant strain of COVID in the U.S. that is driving up daily caseloads in at least 25 states. As of Friday, there were 54 confirmed Delta cases in San Diego. 4 people have been hospitalized and 1 person died. There could be even more cases since not every positive COVID test is sequenced to figure out the exact makeup of the virus. Dr. Smith said that his new patients will be tested for the Delta variant, although his team is already assuming that they have it.
The bad news is the Delta variant is more infectious and it's more deadly if you were to get it and not be vaccinated. The good news is that if you get vaccinated, you're protected from dying from this variant.
And according to the county's website, vaccination appointments are still available here. They are free. No appointment is needed. You can walk right in. And we are still waiting on daily updated case numbers from the county. We are expecting those within the next few hours. More on that tonight on ABC 10 News at 5 p.m. Reporting live tonight, Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.
We'll check back in at 5. Thank you, Jennifer. The FDA announced a new warning about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine related to an autoimmune disorder. We're taking an in-depth look now as to why. The CDC says there have been about 100 reports of Guillain-Barré syndrome after 13 million doses of the vaccine were administered. Most cases were reported about 2 weeks after the vaccine, mostly in men aged 50 and older. There was not a similar pattern in the Pfizer or Moderna shots. Dr. Peter Chin Hong says the benefits of the shot still outweigh the risks.
So it can be very serious, but I would say that chance is really, really rare. I think life is fraught with serious issues, dying while crossing the street, etc. It's in that risk ratios.
Guillain-Barré syndrome is a rare autoimmune nerve disorder. Weakness and tingling in the extremities are usually the first symptoms. It often follows an infection with a virus. Each year, an estimated 3,000 to 6,000 people develop the illness. Most fully recover, but some have permanent nerve damage.
And this is not just like, I feel weak all over in my body because I've worked out or feel tired from yesterday. This is like specific weakness in one part of the body that might progress to paralysis.
J&J vaccinations were previously halted after several cases of blood clots were found. The pause was lifted after a review. J&J has not commented on this latest issue. And today, Pfizer is meeting with the FDA to discuss potential emergency use authorization for a third dose of its COVID-19 vaccine. Pfizer says data suggests that booster shots will offer optimum protection within 12 months after a second dose. This week, the CDC director said 99.5% of Americans killed by COVID recently were unvaccinated. The CDC and the FDA say Americans who have been fully vaccinated do not need a booster shot at this time. And you can keep track of the latest on the pandemic by heading to 10news.com. You'll also find vaccine resources there as well. And we have some breaking news now happening right now. This vegetation fire in Valley Center. This is a view from one of the SDG&E fire cameras. CAL FIRE says it's burning near the San Gabriel Way east of Kosher Canyon Road. As of right now, it's burning 3 acres. It's at a slow rate of spread, but it could become a threat to nearby structures. We are monitoring this fire right now. Any changes, we'll definitely let you know. And the extreme heat and the drought are fueling wildfires in our western region. More than 18 million people are under heat alerts. The West is experiencing its second extreme heat wave within a matter of weeks. The Beckworth Complex fire along the California-Nevada border burned about 90,000 acres. It's 23% contained. In Oregon, the massive Bootleg fire burned more than 153,000 acres. This fire disrupted service on one transmission line that provides electricity to California. And happening right now, California is under another statewide flex alert. It's in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. Californians are asked to conserve energy to stabilize the power grid. And meteorologist Angelica Campos joining us in studio tracking this heat. So good to see you back in here, Angelica.
Thank you, Kim. It's great to be back. And we have a few things going on here. Not just the heat, but we also have humidity and the potential for dry lightning, which has been a problem across much of the state. As we look now, some of the advisories are still in effect, including a heat advisory for our mountains. But thankfully, it'll be ending tonight. Even our excessive heat warning for our deserts will be ending at 8 o'clock tonight. Now, as we look at the big picture, you can see we're still doing okay. No thunderstorms here, but there's still a chance for tomorrow. And temperatures are starting to do a little bit better in some parts of the county, not everywhere. Still hotter in Escondido and also in Poway. Temperatures at 86 degrees right now in Ramona. But I do have some good news. We'll have much more in the 7-day forecast.
That sounds encouraging. And you can download the ABC 10 News mobile app to track the weather conditions in your area anytime. Just search 10 News in the App Store.
The U.S. has also sent a delegation to Haiti to meet with the country's acting prime minister after Haiti's president was assassinated this month. This delegation will look at Haiti's security and offer support. The top U.S. commander in Afghanistan has relinquished his post. General Scott Miller handed over command to a Marine general who will be in the United States. Now, this move takes the U.S. a step closer to ending its military presence in the country. It's important to note that the Taliban has been gaining ground in Afghanistan. Dog rabies has been considered eliminated in the United States since 2007, and now the CDC is trying to maintain that status by temporarily banning dog imports from 113 high-risk countries starting on Wednesday.
Hi, pretty boy. Welcome to the U.S.
From 2015 to 2019, only 4 dogs coming from other countries have tested positive for rabies, but the CDC says in 2020 there was an increase in irregular rabies vaccination paperwork. More dogs have also been getting sick while they wait to get into the United States with flight schedules reduced. But now soldiers who bonded with dogs overseas may not be able to bring their new friends home.
Our main countries that we rescue from are Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. Anywhere that our deployed military are, we will help them get their battle buddy home. And all the countries I just mentioned, unfortunately, are on the ban list.
The puppy rescue mission helps bring dogs like Stubbs to the United States. Now, he made it just in time before this ban goes into effect. His new home will be in North Carolina after a soldier stationed in Syria bonded with him. The puppy rescue mission is worried that this ban will force them to turn soldiers away for the first time.
We're getting a lot of distraught and fearful emails. Are my dogs going to be able to get home? What can we do? Who can we reach out to? So they're grasping at strings right now. You know, they're afraid that they're going to have to leave their dogs behind.
The CDC is offering a waiver for U.S. diplomatic and military families, but the application process takes at least 6 weeks. Some of the required testing can take 2 or 3 months. The CDC says the ban will last for at least a year.